Asanteni sana, naomba tuketi. Jamhuri, Jamhuri. It is an honor and a privilege to join you in celebrating the Jamhuri High School as you mark 120 years of excellence. 120 years of resilience, 120 years of unwavering commitment to education. And indeed this is a worthy of recognition and thanksgiving. A milestone is not a milestone unless it is celebrated. Founded in 1904, this school has a rich history that reflects the years of existence, beginning as a nursery school and thereafter evolving to the government Indian school, to the Duke of Gloucester, and finally to Jamhuri High School in 1969. This school has remained committed to its motto, effort unending, and its vision of churning out well-rounded graduates. Congratulations. As we celebrate 120 years today, we honor the visionary founders of the school who, over a century ago, recognized the power of education and the vital role it would play in empowering young men. We also celebrate all the educators, both the former and current principals, headmasters, teachers, and non-teaching staff who have carried the torch, keeping the fire of knowledge burning brightly from one generation to another over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 120 has great significance. In science, 120 is the atomic number of a hypothetical element of the periodic table that is yet to be discovered. Scientists apparently know of the existence of this number, but have not yet found it. They are looking for it. Some theologians believe that 120 is a symbol of a divine waiting time, an idea taken from the scriptures in Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, which talks about the world and the number of years that Moses lived. In astrology, when two planets in a person's chart are 120 degrees apart from each other, this is called a trine and is supposed to bring good luck to a person's life. For Jamhuri High School, 120 are the number of years spent nurturing dreams and aspirations. This school boasts of an unparalleled legacy and rich constellation of distinguished alumni who have excelled in leadership and establishing successful multiple industries and businesses across the world. Already, the names of prominent alumni of this institution have been read out, I'm sure, just as a sample. A former Chief Justice, a distinguished industrialists, and thought leaders, including the distinguished son of Kenya, Professor Yash Bargai, who has made a mark globally as a legal scholar and an expert of constitutional law and making. And I am told there are many more, including members of the present cabinet, represented by Alfred Mutua, the Cabinet Secretary for Labor and Social Protection, and many more. Therefore, there's no doubt that this school has done Kenya proud. I am not an alumni, but I am an alumnus of another school not far from here, within Nairobi. And I want to affirm what architect Juma said, who is an academic like me, and who was in Jamhuri High School around the same time I was in another school nearby. And the school nearby, where I went to school around the same time with the architect Juma, we defeated Jamhuri High School in everything. Everything, except soccer, where architect Juma was the captain of the soccer team. And hockey, which I tried to play, I think once or twice, and then I was hit with an hockey stick on the leg and never went back to the field again. I remained in the cheering squad for the rest of the time that I was in Lenana School. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I want to pay homage to particularly two members of the alumni of Jamhuri High School. Rashmi Shah, class of 1972, and Nitin Shah, class of 1981, for generously donating financial and other support for this school, among the many other alumni who have continued to support this school. The dedication, success, and selfless contribution of the alumni of this school serve as a source of inspiration to the current students and every one of us gathered here today. As we celebrate 120 years of Jamhuri High School, we honor our past and those who have laid the foundation for continued success. We also look ahead to the opportunities and challenges of the future, a future where the school remains at the forefront of educational innovation, incorporating the latest advancements in technology to prepare its students for the challenges of the 21st century and beyond. Most importantly, the legacy of the school should continue to inspire our young people to dream big, to defy expectations, to be visionary, and to become global change makers. The government remains committed to ensuring that the children of this country acquire accessible, relevant, inclusive, and quality education that equips them with the necessary skills, knowledge, and values to navigate the world, which is getting increasingly complex and challenging. We will continue to support, as government, the implementation of the competence-based curriculum to ensure that our learners and graduates fit into the international and global systems in employment opportunities, entrepreneurship, and even further studies. We have further identified the need to match the skills of our school leavers to the demands of the market. Innovation in science and technology will be used in providing instruction and also upgrading the skills of our school leavers. We are therefore continuing with our engagements on reviewing the various curricula to align them to the national and international market demands and trends. I urge all of us to support the government reforms in education with an understanding that the man or woman who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. To the teachers, who are the heart and soul of this institution. I extend my heartfelt appreciation, and I want to admit that in the days, many days ago, when I was in the neighboring school, which I have since disclosed, we successfully, as a school, poached the deputy principal of Jamhuri, who went on to become the deputy principal of Lenana School, and later on became the principal, Mr. Uhuru. So check your record. I urge you also to remain committed to the provision of education to the students, an education that emphasizes on character formation as it does academics and sports. To the Board of Management and Parents Association, I urge you to remain dedicated to this school. Steer it to even greater heights, driven by selflessness and dedication to what is right and true. To the students, you are the torchbearers of this prestigious institution. Embrace the challenges that lie ahead, work smart and stay focused on your goals. Remember that the education you receive here is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is also about learning to think critically, to innovate, and to lead with integrity. At the same time, however, to be young people who espouse integrity and at all times conduct yourself with the highest standards of moral and ethical grounding. I know that for the young men in front of me today, that some of the examples that you're seeing from us, older people in the public and private sector, some of the examples that you're seeing from us, older people today, in the religious and family spaces, as parents and religious leaders, public servants, and people in private sector, those examples may run contrary to the things and the ideals we are telling you to do. Nevertheless, I urge you to be the generation that makes the change and breaks the chains that hold us backwards whenever we want to go forward as a country. Avoid vices, and it doesn't matter what you see. Aim at being what is ideal. That is my charge to you today. Dear students, we must promote intergenerational excellence. The excuses I have heard from some of our boys and girls, our children, is that we don't look so good ourselves as adults. The things we are telling them to do, some of us do not do them. And I'm saying that should not be the excuse. I also want to confirm to you, students of Jamhuri High School, there are enough older people who are upright and who can be your role models. Just look around. There is someone older than you, just around you, from whom you can learn and get mentorship. Therefore, intergenerational excellence is paramount for the building of our nation going forward. The government will continue to emphasize the values of ethics and integrity in our education system curriculum as part of our nation-building initiatives, strengthening the software of the nation, fighting corruption and other vices that bedevil our society today. We must continue to inculcate practical ethics and integrity in our learning systems, especially through the social activity programs undertaken in our learning institutions. I trust that Jamhuri High School is running programs to carry out to carry through these values in which we are now incorporating them into the CBC curriculum right up to the tertiary level. Allow me also to say that I'm delighted to learn that this school has been identified as a possible center for providing excellence in STEM, science, technology, and mathematics. And therefore, I want to commit as a government that we will partner through the Ministry of Education and other relevant agencies. We'll partner with the school management and the school leadership structures to make sure that we support your endeavor to build a workshop complex to allow you become a center for STEM. Generally across the country, this administration takes education extremely seriously. We are carrying out major education reforms for the last quite a number of years, and we are working to perfect the CBC program to make sure that it takes our students and learners to a place where they have a fighting chance in a very complex, demanding, challenging, and competitive world. It is in that regard that this is the administration that has employed the highest number of teachers in 2 years. Between 2022, August, and now, this administration, by close of the ongoing activity, which I think is closing this month, we will have employed 76,000 teachers. No other government, no other administration has employed that number of teachers in 2 years. The manifesto of Kenya Kwanza is to bridge the gap in staffing in our education, and the commitment that we made when President Ruto was seeking to be elected president of Kenya. We had committed that in 5 years, we will employ 116,000 teachers. Up to now, we've done 76. We are on course. We will meet the targets. Likewise, as the Principal Secretary, Dr. Belio Kipsang, has confirmed, to enable us carry out the education reforms, physical facilities are important. The last 1 year alone, this government has built 15,000 classrooms across Kenya. We are in the process in the next 1 year to build an additional 7,000 classrooms to bring to a total of 23,000 classrooms, mainly for grade 9 and other grades, to make sure that we take care of the physical facilities. We now have resources also to provide laboratories for 1,600 schools across Kenya where our children do not have laboratories, because you cannot do CBC when you have schools without labs, and the first time they see a Bunsen burner or a microscope is the examination day, and you expect that child to do anything in science. So in the next 1 year, the government of Kenya will build 1,600 laboratories across Kenya to make sure every school has a laboratory, a science laboratory. We are also, in Nairobi here, we recognize the special needs of Nairobi as our capital city. And that's why I want to agree with the sentiments by the Member of Parliament for Makadara. And I want to confirm what he has said, that President Ruto has taken leadership in sorting out the educational facilities for the schools within our capital city especially. He has provided for every constituency 58 million shillings to every member of parliament to build more classrooms across the city. He has committed that he will provide more funds once that 58 million shillings per constituency is exhausted. I think the total for all the constituencies is 1 billion Kenya shillings to add more classrooms to our children within Nairobi. Therefore, good people, I think President Ruto has showed goodwill to reform the education sector, to improve staffing, to provide physical facilities in terms of classrooms, to provide laboratories for schools without science laboratories, and also specific schools have been a beneficiary of his leadership and commitment to improve on our education quality, access, affordability, and relevance. This school is a beneficiary. I am here this morning, not on my own accord. I'm here today representing President Ruto because he came here last year and provided the LPG plant, which is now being used to, the facility, the LPG facility that is being used to do cooking for our students here. Is that true? Is that so? He was also here to support the construction of the dormitory, which I'm told now at least 1 floor plus 1 is ready. And he has asked me to direct that that facility be occupied effective today. So the boys should move in, and then when he finds time, he can pass by for the official handover. But he has said, as you wait for that occasion, the boys should start using that facility because it is ready. He has committed to continue supporting your school on all the other issues. I have heard also from both the young man who spoke here very, very strongly and very courageously. Please clap for that boy. And also from the principal, the dynamic principal who has helped move this school from a mean grade of 4.2 to 6.2. That's a huge leap forward. We are praying that you improve on that grade. It's not good enough. Is it good enough? It is good, but it is not good enough. Even it is better than what you had, but even the best can be made better. Isn't it? Even the best can be made better. So I like what the principal said and the chair of the board, that the aim is to make Jamhuri the top school in Kenya. I will not say after Lenana. But good luck, Mr. Principal and the chair and the rest of the team. I have heard that there's teacher shortage. I want to commit that we will provide more teachers for the school. So I'm going to work with the ministry and the TSC to make sure that we add you a few more teachers. I will not tell you the number now, but let me go and do some homework, but definitely we'll add you some teachers to bridge the gaps that you have in the teaching staff. I have heard also that from those who spoke before me, that today, other than cutting the cake to mark 120 years, you are also launching a funds drive for the infrastructure development for the school, where you want to raise 120 million shillings in 120 days. Is that true? And because I am not an alumni, and that effort is for alumni, isn't it? I don't have to do anything, do I? And because I am not an alumni, and because also you defeated us in soccer and hockey, I will not do anything about it. But I think I can change my mind because we defeated you in everything else except soccer and hockey, isn't it? And also because I was in a school not very far away from Jamhuri. And also because we poached Mr. Uhuru, isn't it, in 1989. Therefore, for that reason, I am going to leave behind as I leave $1 million shillings as part of my personal contribution, as an alumni of a friendly school towards the funds drive of 120 million in 120 days. You have your first million today. And finally, you have seen, as I spoke, the boys didn't clap a lot. The parents and the teachers and everybody else clapped quite a few times. And so, because I would want the boys also to clap, I will go look for and bring a new school bus. Jamhuri, 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 That's what we used to say those early days. Asanteni sana. God bless you. God bless Jamhuri. I wish you well. Happy 120 years anniversary.
Tumpongeze Mheshimiwa Naibu wa Rais.